Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to take a closer look at Zesshi Zetsumei and her bad childhood. But before we're going to do so, let me thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. Now with that said, let's dive into today's topic and start with how Zesshi was conceived. The Elf King, looking for strong females in order to have strong offspring, once invaded the theocracy of Slain and abducted the then strongest godkin, Zeshi's mother. Now you can probably think for yourself how the theocracy, a humanocentric state, viewed this transgression by an elf. And strangely enough, until the attack of the Elf King, the theocracy seemed to consider elves to be an exception. A good non-human species, so to speak. This could be because the theocracy had other non-humans within their ranks, even today. And it was indeed founded by 4 humans, the undead Zurshana, and a humanoid, or an elf, to be more specific. So the Elf Kingdom and the theocracy having a cordial relationship, even though their ideology were vastly different, isn't actually that far-fetched. However, after the abduction and the defilement of the then strongest godkin and her rescue, thanks to the Black Scripture, the theocracy waged a merciless, albeit slow war against the Elven realm. And since the Elf King had taken Zeshi's mother, the theocracy had taken the elves and sold them off, thus financing the ongoing, low-intensity conflict. And this state of affairs continued for well over a century, until the Sorcerer Kingdom had been established, and now Slain is desperate to bring the invasion to a successful conclusion, in order to avoid waging a potential two-front war. And the child of the then strongest godkin and the Elf King was and is Zesshi. Now, since it was the Elf King that sired Zesshi, her mother treated her coldly and uncaringly, openly stating during an intense training session with her still young daughter that even though her injuries were grave, the training will continue, and even if Zesshi dies, she is already strong enough to survive a resurrection, so Zeshi's mother wasn't worried about her at all. The only source of motherly love Zesshi, or rather Antilene Heran Foch, has experienced was from a maid, a motherly servant girl that took emotional care of Zesshi, that praised her, indulged her, that cooked meals for her, and showed genuine concern for her well-being. And I personally wonder how close the theocracy avoided accidentally creating another Renna, one who would be capable of overthrowing the entire state on her very own, and one who as a godkin could even claim a divine right to rule, and therefore to do so. But Zeshi's surrogate mother, along with her real one, are now long dead. 100 years later, Zesshi only remembers both of them in a tearful dream and painful memories, waking up crying, as she, even many decades later, still carries all of the burden her upbringing brought upon her. Zesshi now stood at the pinnacle of human and elvish power, as far as the New World was concerned, but deep down she was lonely and abandoned. And her job didn't make any of this any better. Zesshi Zetsumei's role in the Black Scripture was to humble its members. You see, the members of the Black Scripture were legends in the flesh, true champions of humanity, all staying soundly within the realm of heroes, having power normal men only knew from legends. But of course, with this great power comes great irresponsibility, because no one is able to inflict any consequences on you if you do something naughty. If you can kill 1,000 men on your own, then let's just say you will be able to do a lot more without anything and anyone wanting to mess with you, and then being a member of humanity's strongest elite unit also contributes to this unhealthy hubris, a feeling that oneself is almost invincible, that nothing is able to hurt oneself, and even if a strong enemy would show up, the other members of the scripture will just step in and save the day. This feeling of invincibility and unrestrained power isn't a great combination when you are supposed to work in a secretive Black Op unit for the sake of humanity and not for your personal self. So if members got too cocky, Zesshi would step in and humble them. And we have a concrete example. The 11th seed of the Black Scripture, known as Infinite Magic, is an incredibly powerful, albeit not really enthusiastic member of the Black Scripture. And I absolutely adore her sleepiness outfit, but nonetheless, she got really cocky and full of herself during a training session, which eventually necessitated a humbling from Zesshi, who easily overwhelmed her, sat atop of her, and began punching her face bloody, until despite the desperate healing magic of the 11th seed, the face was bare of flesh, and one of the strongest human magic casters was beaten within an inch of her very life. So great was the shock, pain and trauma Zesshi inflicted that even to this day, the 11th seed remained extremely vigilant and anxious in front of Zesshi. The usual tired demeanor she displays turned into short, hasty actions and sentences full of rush and fear. But while others might have enjoyed her job, Zesshi hated it. And she's still lonely, and due to her status as a godkin and demigod, with immense power, she's also very isolated. Even though she had a cordial relationship rebuilt with the other members of the Black Scripture, she did not have a single friend to this very day. She remained isolated and emotionally reclusive, and all of this while she blamed it on her mother, who was also a driving motivator to hunt down and destroy the Elf King, for he was the reason her mother was so cold and distant. And how her hunt went will be the topic of another video. For today, this is it, and I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Ader Daddy Ader, Bad Guy Yi, Bad Boyto 316, Bezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with Dead Head, Hector Moreno, Hoss, Hustler, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Love Razor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantum, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.